This is an example of running analysis carried out at the clinic. Just gives you an idea of how running form can affect your injury, and also if you're wondering what running analysis entails, this will give you a nice idea. So just for some background on this runner, she's a running history of 3 years, runs 3 to 4 times per week, covering distances between 5 and 10 kilometers. She currently suffers from pain to the front of her right knee. Her pain doesn't stop her, but she's worried that it'll probably get worse when she increases her weekly mileage, which is her aim, as she would like to do a half marathon in 4 months from now. So prior to all running analysis, each person goes through a screening process which assesses joint mobility, muscle stability and lower limb control. This allows me to have a good understanding of how that person moves prior to seeing them running. I record the running from the side, as in this video here, and also from behind as well. So following a warm-up, I ask the runner to run at a speed that is comfortable for them, for example 8-minute miles. The first thing that I look for is cadence, or steps per minute. This is often the first thing that will be altered if needs be. In this clip here, the cadence is about 160 steps per minute, and ideally cadence should be around the 180 steps per minute mark. Having the appropriate cadence is very important because it creates less contact time with the ground and therefore less loading through the lower limbs, which can be a very effective strategy, in particular for knee pain. So I'll just let the video play now. Okay, so in real time it doesn't look too bad. However, when we slow it down, when we look at, let's say, the left foot first, when that left foot hits the ground at initial contact, we can see here that the knee is bent on initial contact. This is kind of what we're looking for, really, to have a flexed knee. Yeah, this is important. When we look at the right side then, okay, we can really see just there as the foot hits the ground, that knee is pretty straight. Okay, so that's creating a locking out of the knee, a hyperextension. There we go, you can see lovely there just before the knee hits the ground, that leg is pretty much dead straight. Now having this repetitiveness, step after step, for thousands of steps as you're running 5k or 10k, can cause a repetitive injury. In particular, can pinch a structure adjacent to the kneecap called the fat pad. Coincidentally, this is a common injury in footballers as well, as they strike through a ball. It just doesn't happen on the left here. We can see even just before the foot hits the ground, that knee is slightly bent. This is what we want. That right leg just snaps out, creating that pinch. So you can see there quite clearly how, if we can alter this snapping out of the leg, that we'll have a good chance of really getting rid of our pain. The things that I would ask this lady to work on are really trying to get the foot a little bit more under the center of gravity on initial contact. Now it's very difficult to land your foot right under your center of gravity with every step, so we have to be a little bit more realistic and aim really to get the foot, instead of landing here where it is, maybe getting it just back a few inches. Okay, and this will let the knee bend a little bit more and stop it from locking out. Also, as well, as you said, with the cadence, this lady's was about 160 steps per minute. So we'd start with maybe a 10% increase, bring her up to about 175, and we'd use a metronome to give her cue for that. So I hope this gives you a good idea of how running analysis can be helpful. It's really for those who have recurring injuries, niggling injuries, or are simply unable to train without pain. So if you have any queries, please just contact me. You can use the email or the phone number on the website.